All right, welcome to the windswept plains of Byfield, Massachusetts. I'm Patrick Heffernan, and I'm joined by Eric Moreland, and we have the home opener for the Triton varsity girls soccer team. Eric, what do you expect to see out of this team today?
Well, hopefully we see a lot of intensity and effort, and just good hard play. Good competitive play is what we're looking for here today.
And they're going up against the North Reading Hornets. What do you remember about this team from last year?
North Reading's always competitive. It's a larger school that we go up against, and every year, no matter what year it is, they always put a team out that's competitive, and you have to really bring your A game to beat them at the end of the day. And I think last year we were 1-0, 2-1 against them, so close matches, and I would hope we have the same type of match today.
Yeah, and I actually read in the paper today they were talking about Triton losing a bunch of games last year 1-0 against teams that were outscored their opponents by a lot more than that. So it's a Triton team that is returning a lot of varsity players from last year. It's a Triton team that played well enough last year to hold a lot of teams to only one goal. So hopefully we see a lot of that intensity this time.
That's right.
And we got the usual starters, Izzy Reiniger, and who's the other starter up front for Triton?
I think it's Alyssa up front.
Oh, Alyssa, all right.
Yep. Looks like we're in a 4-4-2 again.
Pressure early from Morgan. Chance to do something with the ball here. Kentucky's got to swing it out. Triton controlling this possession, but loses it out of bounds. This is a lower angle than we were used to last year, but it's a lot like I called a bunch of football games at this angle, and you just, after a while, you just get used to not being able to see a lot of what's going to happen. So, new rules, so we got the kick in instead of a throw in. That ball's lifted back to the defenders. Quick and early pressure, and a chance to take a quick shot.
Good.
Keeper was
out of the net.
pretty far off. A little bit of a
dive there.
A little bit of a dive. So the keeper today for Triton is getting just her second varsity start. It's
Olivia Karakopoulos.
Olivia, she is a sophomore, right?
A sophomore, yes.
Right, subbing in for Darcy McDonough, who can't be here today. And she had some good saves, I heard, last Saturday against Pentucket, but overall had a tough time because it was a really tough Pentucket team.
Yeah, it's a good team. Good, and she must have had some butterflies for sure. First varsity game and all.
Can only imagine.
It's not easy.
And who's the backup to Olivia? Do you know?
I don't believe there is a backup to Olivia. So
that's
I
a
think
good feeling.
I think it's the team is the backup.
Yeah.
So
that's all right. I'm sure
we need Olivia to stay healthy.
Yeah, I'm sure some of these girls played goalie as in Triton youth soccer. So
yes,
bring them back if they have to.
That's right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the JV team is just platooning in goalies.
Right. It's tough. It's a position that some girls really are attracted to, and some players really want to play.
Right.
But not necessarily the whole time. And definitely saw with the boys team as well that you had kids that played goalie well, and then they didn't want to stick with it.
That's right.
North Reading manages to center it. Can't get a clean shot on it yet. And there's the first real shot of the game, but it's wide of the net. So we're playing 20-minute quarters this time instead of 40-minute halves, giving the girls a chance to breathe a little bit during that break. And we're hoping we get this game in because this wind might take us and this tent and this field right off of
It's not letting up.
Yeah.
It looks like North Reading's got the win for the first quarter.
Yeah. Triton brings it almost to midfield. Keeps some possession. That's going to be out on North Reading. Oh, nope. I spoke too soon. Held it in. Solid defense there by Triton. The ball goes out again. And again, it's a kick in this year instead of a throw in. Definitely changes the dynamic of that play. Chance for North Reading to center. And she does, brings it all the way down. Great defense by Triton, and there's a little bit of a shot in the first chance for Olivia to put her hands on it. Great save. Good play by North Reading to bring that ball as deep as they did before centering it. But they don't come away with a goal. It's good for Triton. Izzy on the ball. Morgan coming in now. Pentucket's played it. Pentucket. They're in green, so I'm going to say Pentucket probably more than
Oh,
once.
I know.
North Reading.
North Reading.
So Morgan leaves it out there for
Caroline.
Caroline Gay-Colleen. Not a full center. Brings it across, and North Reading's going to get possession again and bring it across midfield. Their coach yelling for them to possess it, and they do. Good little play, but the ball was behind her. And the ball's going to go out on North Reading. Yeah, I think the kick in makes it a little more challenging because I think the girls are almost rushing it a little bit more than they would on a throw-in. And they just need to get used to that rule, I guess.
Yep. Also a little more limited as to what you can do with the ball, too.
Right.
Because anytime it goes in the air, they call, a penalty. It goes the other way, even if it's just slightly off the ground.
On the kick-ins?
On the kick-ins, yep. So it's tough to do any kind of real long penetrating kick down the field.
Right. A lot of adjustments all the way around. The only plus side is that it's everybody. It's the refs, it's the coaches, it's the players.
Yep.
Nobody's got a leg up in this. There's a good little ball down. Alyssa with a chance to do something. Some pressure on this keeper.
Well, with the limitation of being physical out there, you would think the one upside of all this is that potentially less injuries.
True. Although one thing I would say about Triton's varsity team is they have got a physical team.
They do.
Starting with Morgan Hall, honestly, in the center. It's one of the more physical players. I'll go ahead and say my own daughter's a very physical player when she's out there. So, and Izzy Ridinger been a very physical player.
Yep.
So
it's definitely part of the game. That's going to be a huge adjustment. I know, talking to Haley, that she was worried about how she would defend, unable to throw a body on there. Kind of, work her way onto the ball.
Right. Can't do a normal soccer check on a girl.
That's right.
So good ball by North Reading.
Got to get back in the net.
And good defense. And you're right, the keeper's way up again.
Way out. Yep.
And the lack of the other change here, another change to this game is there are no ball girls or ball boys along the sidelines.
Right.
A job that I know some parents have had in the past, and not exactly loved, but does mean there's a little bit more delay.
Yep, that's for sure. I thought they were going to have more balls at half field for that, but it looks like there's nothing really available.
Oh, they're all adjusting. So.
Was an offsides there? I missed that.
No, I think there was some too much contact.
Okay.
In the air to Izzy, she can't quite contain. I keep saying Ellie. It's Caroline Gay-Colleen with some pressure. Good defense. Was that Haley?
That was Haley.
Haley Moreland with the defense.
Yep.
Ball back to North Reading though. Another chance to take a shot. They don't have a clean one yet. Still don't have it.
There we go.
Good chance to possess now down the sideline. A little bit of miscommunication there on Triton's part, but they still got the ball.
Nice first touch.
Morgan with a chance to do something, and she's just pulled down and rolled over. That was a bit strange. So you can't have contact, but you can't have
right?
Well, that's different. So there she is on the wing, Caroline Gay-Colleen. That's a good spot for her, trying to center it. Ends up just going out of bounds. And subs coming in now.
Should be a corner kick.
Should be a corner kick based on the way that went. Is the sub coming in? Or not? Maybe not. No, playing it way up there for some reason, but you're right. I'm not sure why that wasn't a corner. Tries to bring it into the middle, and here's a chance for Izzy to do something. Right to the keeper, though. And I think that's the first shot on goal by Triton in this game. So 1-1 in terms of shots on goal.
Good two.
Nice play. Nice play. Is that Maddie?
That's Maddie.
Good play by Maddie. Sends it up there for Izzy. Chasing after it. They bring it back to their keeper. One of the challenges calling these games has always been we get the roster of the other the other team late, and then we don't know how to pronounce the names, but no roster.
No rosters.
No mispronouncing the names.
That's right.
Makes it that a lot easier. So no subs yet either. About 9 minutes into this game. Expect to see Triton subbing a fair amount, right? I mean, they're carrying 1, 2, 3, at least 4 or 5 over there on the bench. North Reading with just about the same.
About the same, yeah.
Nice ball out by the North Reading keeper. Caroline loses it out of bounds. Caroline was the one of the high scorers for the team last year.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, she had a good freshman year for sure.
Yeah. And has always been a striker, scorer. That's always been her role, I think.
It has.
As a youth player. So.
Yep, it has.
So North Reading puts on a couple of girls. First sub of the game. And the kick in. Possession lost to Triton. Possession maintained by Triton now. Morgan with the ball at her feet. Sends it up. Good little lift right for Izzy.
Yep.
Chance to do something here with it. She's going to fight for it and stay inside. She's still got it. Chance to center. And the keeper scoops it up. Can't call that a shot on goal, but it's good to see pressure on her like that.
It is. One thing about going into the wind is the ball checks up. You know, those through balls are holding up. They're not going to the goalie. And that ball going with the wind would have gone right to the goalie, which gave us an opportunity there.
Good play right there. Looking to pass it back and pretty much fooled the North Reading team into thinking she was gonna, and then managed to turn around. Triton keeps possession. Good long possession here so far. They hand it back now, and we'll see what happens. Maddie, nice and calm on the ball.
There you go. Good step.
Good play there. These sisters playing well together on the left side of the Triton line. A little bit of contact, but not too much. Morgan fighting for the ball. Morgan still fighting for the ball.
A little bit of momentum shift here.
Sends it back. Yeah, definitely. You know? Triton's held the ball quite a bit. Need to get a good shot on goal, though. So this ref over here just called the push. The ref right near the ball didn't call it, so. Of course, we could also see her arm come out and push her, so.
Yes, that's right.
Guess it was a legit call then.
Nice step by Haley.
Ball's way down the left side for North Reading. She manages to keep it in. Good defense by Haley. Great defense by Haley. Comes away with the ball. Comes away with the ball clean. Sends it up to Caroline. Caroline finds Momo. Sends it up the line. Caroline wasn't quite ready for that. And there's another ball to the keeper. So we were talking before the game, just the lack of the chance to practice, I think, is going to be, an ongoing thing for them the first few games of the season. 12 minutes in, still 0-0 here, and really only one shot on goal by each team. Although it feels like North Reading's had more chances, but the momentum definitely shifted for a while there. We'll see if Triton can keep it going. Good ball over to Caroline.
She can run it down.
Takes her time with it. Brings it past midfield, sends it back to Haley. Haley brings it across.
Over to Chloe.
Chloe's looking for somewhere to go with it. Finds Izzy. Beautiful pass. Izzy can't quite get behind her defender, but she does now. Sends it around to Caroline.
One time.
Beautiful center. Chloe was not quite far enough up in order to take advantage of that. And North Reading now racing down the right sideline with it. And just dumps it in. Chance to just let it run all the way out, and probably will. Shields the ball. Oh, the girl.
And a goal kick.
Yeah, goal kick. That's tough because as a defender, you want to put a body on her, but I'm not sure how much of a body you can put on her at a time like that.
I'm not even sure what the rules are, if it's in the box, if it's an indirect kick or penalty kick. I just haven't read up on all the rules on that.
Just as long as the refs have read up on the rules. That's all that matters.
That's right.
So North Reading continues to possess it, but Triton with a chance here to slow things down and turn it around, get rid of it. Ball goes out, and it's going to be a goal
Smart
kick again.
decision.
So now a sub in for Triton. I am not sure who that is. Do you know who that is?
Maybe, is it Lizzie?
Oh, Lizzie
Pertapapas?
Pertapapas, yep. Lizzie Pertapapas in now for, I think she went for Caroline Gay-Colleen.
Yep.
She'll be playing that right wing. And here comes Alyssa. Ball at her feet, looking good. Gonna find somebody on the wing. Lizzie's in there.
Get some numbers.
Izzy's over there on the wing. Good defense by North Reading, and they managed to turn it around pretty quickly. Bring it past midfield again. What's that line about not being in Kansas anymore?
Yeah, there's that wind.
I think we're not in Kansas anymore. And I think they're calling that a corner kick, which I don't remember how they're doing corner kicks now.
I think all in all, a good start for Triton going into the win.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
So.
No, 15 solid minutes. They've had some chances. One good shot on goal. A couple other times where they were able to cross it but not get a lot out of it. They haven't really given up much to North Reading either.
Yep.
And there's a corner kick that really didn't get anything for North Reading, at least not yet. And that's a shot on goal. Scoops it up.
Nice save.
So Olivia with 2 saves today on 2 shots. And North Reading with a chance to step forward with it, but nope, Triton takes it. Izzy controls. Ball's taken away, but Haley's there. Back to North Reading. Good defense by Momo. Little push in the back.
Yep. Frustration foul there on by North Reading.
Yeah, that'll happen. Morgan can be a frustrating player to play against, I
Right.
imagine. So.
Right.
Yeah. So Triton with a chance to put it in there, put some pressure on him in the last 4 minutes of this. It's a good boot, sends it down, but maybe too far. And what's that call? Off her elbow?
I don't know what that is.
Sure what that? Oh, she's got to do it again, maybe. Not sure what's happening. Oh, does it have to stay on the ground? Yeah, I guess that's it.
Okay.
It's got to stay on the ground. Oh, nice play. Good possession by Haley there. Ball's going to go out, and it's going to be Triton ball again.
Surprised they let him do a redo on that.
I'm glad they did.
Right,
you know, it's the second game of the season. How are they really going to know?
Yep.
All
Because
these
some of them
different rules
you
and
can go in
changes.
the air, and some of them they have to stay on the ground. You know.
So you can remember all that. So another sub in now for Triton. It looks like Chloe's gone out, and I'm not sure who's come in. If it's my own daughter, I'm going to be a bit embarrassed, but I don't think it is. So the kick in by Triton. Morgan sends it to Izzy. Izzy a chance to do something here. Alyssa staying on sides. Ball's going to go out, and it's going to be Triton on the kick in. So another chance here for Triton. That could be Maeve that just kicked that in for Chloe.
That is her spot. She's been playing center half. Yeah.
Yep. So North Reading with a good little run. That girl was close to offsides but stayed on sides. Haley on her now. Chance to center for her. Good defense. And bringing it all the way back the other way for some reason. Don't know why.
I think we're going to get a out on North Reading.
Out on North Reading.
Kick in for Triton.
Need the refs mic'd up. I'm sure they would hate that, but it would be nice for us. Morgan on the ball. Sends it down, but it's going to be out. It's going to go to North Reading. About 2 minutes now left in this quarter. And the rain, I think. Oh, no, that's not rain. Maybe it is.
I think it's rain.
Who knows?
Tough to tell between rain and wind.
I don't think the girls would mind the rain, you know? Cool them down a little bit. Been playing pretty aggressively up and down the field. It's not been a slow game, that's for sure. So Triton with the ball, or had the ball on the other side of midfield, but they lose it. And it goes out again. Triton with a kick
Ball.
in. That ball will go out again. Triton the ball again. This is familiar for the throw-ins. How many times do you see that? Where it's just throwing after throwing. Morgan steps up, gets her foot pulled back on her, managed to maintain control, and it's going to be another kick in. So it's got to be, it's hard to tell, but I think it's Lizzie Pertapapis over there working with, and Maeve and Morgan all working together.
Yeah, I believe so.
And they've lost possession for now. Maeve with a step. Haley sends it out, give everybody a break. And yeah, that rain is definitely coming down now. This is when they're glad they're on the turf and not the grass.
Yep.
North Reading keeps it on that sideline, which gives Morgan another chance to get it, and I think she does.
Final minute of play here in the first quarter.
Chance here for trying to do something. They've got the ball again. Morgan with it. Comes back to Alyssa. Maeve misses a chance to step on it. North Reading's got the ball, and now they're calling. Now they're calling what? The end of the quarter?
I think they called the end of the quarter.
All right.
All right.
So
that's a good result into the wind.
And actually, it's a really good result, and they have challenged. They haven't looked. They haven't looked. They weren't passive at all out there. And as I mentioned before the game, talking with Coach Pressman about his sort of, hey.
Parents asked me to film, but if you guys are filming, is there a link that we can?
Yeah, it gets posted on YouTube after the game.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. So.
It's gonna be like a.
Yeah, Triton VTV. No, Eric and I were going back and forth, and one of the things that's important for him this season with the team is to play as a team, to move together, to surge and press together, to drop back together, to just have that team concept, team ball.
Yep.
Not look for individuals to do their thing, and I think that's what we saw a lot of actually here today. I mean, it was back and forth up and down the field in terms of possessions by both teams, but it never felt like Triton was out of place or Triton didn't sort of have their own cohesive act together. So that was good to see.
That was great. Yeah, they had a lot of composure over the ball in the midsection of the field. A lot of combination passing and possession ball. There wasn't a lot of quick movements and giving up possession.
Right.
That's where you get a lot of the counterattack can happen.
Right.
And again, into the wind to have a number of chances on net. Hopefully bodes well for a solid second quarter.
Right. And they got a chance to get out there on their own home field and play on their own turf, and that's an important psychological thing too. Like to have that first opening game of the season at Pentucket, which is always a brutally tough opponent.
Yeah, it is.
And then to further, the result was what the result was, but then also it's away. A chance to, and the conditions are so completely different from years past. So this is good. It's been a good start. And Bob Lathrop is thankfully out here with us today. Got all the stuff going. He was dying to get out here and broadcast the game, and so were we. So really happy we're able to do this. This is not ideal conditions weather-wise or otherwise, but at
never
least we're
seems
here.
to be ideal conditions here at Triton.
No. We've had some crazy games. But yeah, we don't have, unfortunately, so all these games, Eric, I've always had Eric Gundrum with me. I don't know if you know him, Eric Gundrum from Raleigh, but
yeah.
he does the stats for whatever sport.
All right.
Softball, football, basketball, soccer, he's done them all.
Yeah, the one game I did with you last fall, he was there.
So he's not, so I have to keep track of myself. That's why I said Darcy's got 2 saves on 2 shots.
Oh, right,
I gotta try and keep the stat line in my head.
So it looks like even though we're playing quarters, we're playing halves as far as which way we're going to be attacking. So another 20 minutes into the wind.
No, 20 minutes with the wind now. Oh no, into the wind. You're right. Into the wind.
Exact same way, yeah.
Sorry, yep. That ball's going to roll out on Caroline. North North Reading a chance to kick in again. And Maeve stepping up. Izzy with the ball down the sideline. Centers it. Good centering pass. Their keeper's got to come over and scoop it up. Alyssa up there in the front trying to take advantage of that. Triton looks like they're playing a little bit higher up with their wings. Good step, good move. The North Reading still got the ball. Morgan's on her. She's flying though down that sideline. Chance to take a shot. Keeper was not in a great position. It's going to slide by her. It's a really tough angle shot. And I think Olivia might have gone too far with the ball as it was coming down the line. So it's going to be 1-0 now North Reading. That was tough. The girl, number 24 for North Reading, just got the ball at her feet and just made a great bolt right down the right sideline where she set herself up. Yeah. So Triton's got to respond here. Another substitution. Who's this coming in? Do you know? I wish we had that. I'm gonna ask Maeve for a list. I need the roster before the next game. We should at least know our own players. Maeve sends it up to Izzy. A little bit too hard and it goes past her. Stays on it though. The ball's gonna roll out, possibly, possibly not. No, it's not. Not at that pace.
Nice turn.
Very good turn. Good possession. Keep that ball. Then they turn it over to North Reading on that, and that's not a shot on goal, but it's definitely a shot.
You can see how hard those shots are going with the wind. That got to the net quick.
Goal kick now. Comes out to Maeve, puts a foot on it. Triton loses possession on the side. So Caroline Gay-Colleen back in. Morgan's still in. I think Alyssa's still in. And Izzy. So a lot of the forwards still in position from the beginning of the game. There's another shot. Also not quite on goal. The crazy thing is we're sitting here looking at this and this rain and this wind is nuts, and then you look out across the field, it looks beautiful.
Yep.
Like, you know, if we were playing this game on Plum Island, it would be completely dry. Morgan Hall in between two players, pulled down. Yeah, that's got to be a foul. So it's a, how many game season is it after all?
I believe it's a 10-game season.
10-game season.
Yep.
And the girls get 3 games here at home on a Wednesday in the stadium, and the boys get 2 games at home on a Wednesday. Okay. And weather permitting and everything else, we'll be here for those. I'm not going to ask you to come call a boys game, Erica. Oh, Caroline Gay-Colleen with a beautiful cross. And putting pressure on that keeper again. Brings it all the way out. Number 22 on the ball now for North Reading. I may have misspoke earlier when I said number 24 because it looks like the same girl. Step in. May have a little pass to Izzy.
Nice spot of Alyssa.
Great lift. Alyssa got the ball now at her feet. She's got Izzy with her. She sends it down for Izzy. I hope that wasn't a little too hard. Looks like she can get to it. She can. She keeps in it. Oh, almost. Yeah, a 10-game season, and I think no post-game. Is that the...
I thought they were maybe going to try to do a Cape Ann League playoff.
Oh, yeah,
because everybody would be the same
right.
teams.
They'll all be together, yeah. Why not?
I think that's the idea. But no states or sectionals.
So the smart thing to do then would be in like 6 or 7 years, put up a banner in the gym that says you won the 2020 state championship. Right. Who's going to question you on that when they show up, right?
Right.
So some subs now for both teams. Looks like Lizzie going out. Not sure who's coming in. North Reading moving some of their girls around. Number 6 coming off the field as well, and that ball's going to be North Reading's again.
We got the sun back out with the rainbow off in the horizon over there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take that as a good sign. Good sign for Triton when your home field gets a rainbow.
There's a good ball.
Nice little pass.
Okay, mix it
Chance to
around.
turn to do something.
Yep.
Chloe,
There
good
we
ball
go.
at her feet. Great little pass on the line. She's got to do something with it. Gets stopped up. Great defense by North Reading right there. And able to turn that around quickly. But, oh, I was going to say send it out of bounds, but no, it just sort of weirdly stayed in. It's crashing all around us.
I think we're still here, right?
To Morgan. Getting a little shove in the back and a kick in the leg. Maintains it still, though. That's Triton sub that just had the ball at her feet. Here comes Alyssa looking for help. Finds a defender. Gonna send it down. It's a good little ball, actually, if they could do something with it. Alyssa's there, and that's high and out of bounds. Sub coming in now. Looks like Chloe coming back in for Maeve.
Yeah, it's a new position for Chloe this year. You know, she's playing that defensive mid position. I think last year they had her more on the outside, or
Right.
you know, on defense. It's a little bit of an adjustment period for Chloe.
She's played well. I mean, they've
Very
definitely
well.
played well. I
Very
mean, I
well.
would say all of them have played well so far. Unlucky on that one goal, but they just need to bounce back, get something to happen here. North Reading now sends it down the line. It's actually a really good ball, but it's going to roll out. It looks like things have calmed down a bit in terms of the weather. So about 7 more minutes left in this half. There's a good kick by Triton. Chance to possess it right here for Chloe, or Alyssa rather. A chance to attack now for Triton.
That's
Pull some numbers forward.
Sophie Lasinski's in.
Sophie Lasinski in on number 23.
Number 23.
All right. Good boot by North Reading. Haley's on it. Maintains it. Gets boxed up by two defenders, or two North Reading girls. Here's a chance to attack right down the middle.
And Olivia's there. For the
Olivia's
pickup.
there.
Good.
Yeah, she's played well this first half. A couple of scares and she's handled them well. Caroline on the sideline now with the ball. Unfortunately runs out on
A
it.
heavy touch there.
That's the other thing you don't get from, or that happens when you don't have enough practice. You just don't have that touch that,
That's right.
you know, you've gotten, 5,000 touches over practice. You just don't have them now.
Makes a difference for
Yep.
sure.
I think it's difficult too because Triton, and there's a centering pass, but it's blocked. Chance to get it out of there? No. Looks like it's a corner kick. I think it's tough too because Triton doesn't always get to practice on the turf, and we've talked about this before. That
Right.
is quite a rainbow.
There's
Holy
a
smokes.
double rainbow going
I
on
don't
right
know.
now.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a picture of that, but I hope I am. That is pretty cool. Up and over.
Goal kick for North Reading. And do you know if heading is allowed or not allowed with the new
I think it's
COVID?
not.
It is
I
not
think
allowed.
you're not allowed to head the ball.
Okay.
Which honestly,
this would make sense, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have
you don't want girls going
close
up.
to the face
Right.
and mouth and everything
Right.
else.
And honestly, I think in the girls' game it is not as big a factor as it is in the boys' game. I think
Right.
you see it more in boys' soccer, but yeah, it's just another element of the game that,
Right.
that isn't in there now. That ball is going to stay in. Good play by North Reading to keep that in. Good defense. Spin around on it. She's got some help down the line. Sends it a little bit towards the middle. Number 9 for North Reading on it now. And a shot
That's
on
a good
goal,
shot.
and that's going to be in. That ball just snuck right by her on her right side. She might have been shielded a little bit from seeing where that girl was going to be shooting from, but that's going to make it 2-0 North Reading.
2-0 North Reading.
It's probably the 5th shot on goal, and 5th or 6th. That was one of those ones you kind of felt it coming because they just had the ball for too long and had too much clean possession of it, So Morgan Hall, good little step, sends it down the line. Looks like Caroline's playing further back now than she had been before. Big substitution now. 5 girls coming in for North Reading. Yeah, I'm not sure who the goal scorer was there. Did you catch that?
I didn't see the number who took that shot.
Yeah. Well, good for her. Not good for Triton.
Not good for Triton.
Good for
her.
North Reading. That ball doesn't want to go out. Instead, North Reading manages to keep it in for a moment, but now it's out. Kick in for Triton. Caroline on the ball. Finds Momo. Morgan. Couldn't quite keep possession on it. They're still fighting for it. North Reading bringing it across midfield. Haley with some solid defense, and it's going to roll out into the.
Should be Triton
Is that
ball.
Haley or is that? Yeah.
It's Haley.
That's Haley. Having watched them play all these years, I guess you could probably pick her out. If you coached not most of these girls, a lot of these girls.
Most of
right?
these girls, yeah.
Most of them. Okay.
For sure. Yeah, the sophomores a lot, and the juniors and seniors every other year because of the age brackets.
Right. And Eric had them a lot
and
of
the
the other
freshmen
years
too.
too.
You know, the freshmen, every other year too.
Right.
So.
And Eric had him. Eric Pressman had him a bunch of the other years, right?
Right. So he would have the seniors every year, and then the juniors would have been every other year.
So North Reading pressing again. This time they don't get that clean shot on it. At least not yet. Good defense right there. Solid play.
Way to hang tough.
That ball's going to spin around. Chance to do something here for Alyssa. She sends it to Morgan. Morgan loses it off her right foot. Pressure now on North Reading. Good pressure. Great move.
Good turn.
Sends it up. A little bit too hard. Keeper's able to come way out on it. Good chase right there by Alyssa. Great chase. Manages to stay on it. Keeps up ball. Keeps the possession. Over to
Switch
Chloe.
the field.
Beautiful play. Caroline didn't quite get ahead of her defender. Ends up losing possession on her, at least momentarily, and that ball's going to go all the way down. Looks like Olivia's going to have a clean shot at it, and she does. So 8 minutes left in this half, down 2-0. They haven't quite had the same kind of pressure as they did the first quarter.
Now a couple goals, took a little wind out of the sails.
Good play across the middle by
Still
North Reading.
a ton of time left in another second half with the wind, so.
Yeah. Morgan on the ball again. Sends it long again. And they're just not playing up as much as they had, I think, in the first quarter. So those long balls just aren't working quite the same way.
Right.
Here's the kick in. Caroline tries to turn with it. Morgan ends up with the ball. North Reading ends up with the ball. Chloe ends up with the ball. That was a quick little change of possession there. And here comes North Reading
tracked
again.
back by Alyssa. Some good speed.
Had some great wheels on Triton. Ball's gonna end up going out for Triton. Sub coming in again. I think that's Maeve.
Yeah, I think Maeve's coming
Maeve in for Morgan.
Yep.
Morgan getting her first breather of the game, I think. Ball comes not to the middle. Good now it does. North Reading with another chance to take a shot on goal. They're setting it up. It's going to go off of Triton and out.
Kick.
Should be a corner, right? Yeah. Yeah, it was off a Triton defender and out. 6 minutes, 6:16 left. These quarters go by fast. I will say that, though. You know.
They do go by quickly.
It's the other thing, you can hear the coaching. It's almost like watching the game. If you've watched any of the games on TV, where you can hear the sidelines so much louder than ever before.
Right.
I mean, we sort of know exactly, if we knew their names and their numbers, we know exactly where they're going with the ball. Not a lot you can do about it, though. Gonna stay Triton ball. Good turn by Caroline. Yeah, they could pick up the offense a little bit, attack a little bit here towards the end of this quarter, make something happen. Good ball, right to the middle. Do something with it now.
Get some numbers.
Alyssa controlling it. Triton coming up behind her. Caroline was calling for the ball on the right. It ends up going back to the keeper again. Good boot by their keeper. Back to Haley. Number 13 trying to get by her. Doesn't. And that was a good little soccer check right there by Haley.
Yeah.
You know, managed to knock her down without causing enough contact to draw the whistle. She's still running with 24 again, 22 again. I think she scored once before, and she just did a second time, I think. And that's the third goal for North Reading. That one looked a little too easy. It was just pass, 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 and it was in.
Yeah, a little soft in the marks in the box.
Yeah.
Too much space in there.
So do they need to, because it feels like they've played back so much that every time they've had the ball, it's been a long ball and it just hasn't been anything to get under. But they've now given up 3 goals. Do they need to play a more defensive game now on, or do they need to, sort of surge forward a bit? And
I think they just need to find their energy level. It's low. You know, it's just at this point, low energy. A little more intensity. Bring the energy. Better things happen.
That's a good little pass.
Try to get some numbers up.
This is where you do love having one of those great scores. Now here she comes down the far left side. It's Alyssa. Good little move on it. She's going to center it. Good centering and not quite enough on it to get by North Reading. North Reading making a good run, but running out of room there on the right side. Yep.
Nice touch by Chloe.
Centering it. Maeve is on it. Nope. Caroline was on it. Back to Caroline.
Good
now they got some possession.
Going.
Maeve on the ball.
Keep that ball movement going.
Sends it up a little too hard, a little bit too far. It's going to roll out. Again, that's just not having enough practice, not having enough touches on the ball. So North Reading likes bringing it down this right side. Which is good for us. It means the action's right in front of us. Ball spun a little bit on her. Number 22 with such a push in the back.
Pushing behind.
And she lifts her hands like, what? Well, yes.
Can't go through the player.
No. It can be frustrating, but no, you can't go through the player. 22 looking for another goal. She may have 2 already today. She's got at least 1. Good pass to Maeve. Stays on the ball. Finds Chloe.
Yep.
Chloe's going to turn. They're going to bring it up this left side again. Sends it to Alyssa. Alyssa, great little move. Still on the ball.
Dancing with it.
She needed to go somewhere at some point. One of her teammates needed to get into a better space for her. Not that I ever coached this game, just saying. So Triton, a couple of chances to do something. Haven't quite been able to put together a real shot on goal, at least in a while. 2 minutes left in this quarter. 2 minutes left in this first half. So is Caroline Gakeling the fastest girl out there probably? It's got to be, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Either that or, Julia Bouvet when she
Julia when she played, yeah.
She's got some.
Is she playing this year or no?
She's playing this, yeah. She hasn't seen play in this game, but
haven't seen her yet. Okay.
She's part of the team for sure.
Okay. Good little
Nice
pass
little outlet
there.
pass.
Nice. Alyssa needs some help. And she loses. I think she was trying to go off to Caroline, who wasn't sort of where she thought she was going to be.
Offsides.
That had to be offsides, yeah. Oh, it didn't call it offsides. All right.
And the ref had his arm up. But
He did, yeah.
Just possession with
Maybe
the
just
goalie, just let it go.
Yeah. That's good. There's no harm, no foul in that. Down the right sideline now for Triton.
Nice turn.
Maeve with the possession, sends it up almost to Caroline, not quite. It's going to roll back out to North Reading. They're going to bring it across midfield. And they're bringing it down the left sideline until they lose it out of bounds. That's the other thing I think. You get, as the games progress in the season, the ball goes out of bounds less. I mean, I don't know that statistically.
Right.
I just know that that's what I see.
Yep.
And I think a lot of that comes from you just get so much better controlling the ball. You just don't make those mistakes as much. And
Right.
you don't, you know. Again, I have no idea if that's statistically true. North Reading on the ball, controlling it down the middle again. A little bit of pressure from Chloe.
Less than a minute to go in the half.
They got to hold them off here. They cannot let a clean shot go in. Number 24. Here comes one more shot.
Perhaps.
This girl's got a ton of time, and she slots it in. That's going to be the 4th goal in the first half for North Reading. Again, just too much time. Too much time to set themselves up.
Yeah.
This time the shot came from the left side as opposed to the center or the right. So they're spreading the ball around, that's for sure.
Tough to see that with seconds to go in the half.
Yeah. And now I don't know how much the sun is playing a factor in here now, because they are staring into the sun as well. That's fighting the wind a little bit. Maeve with a good little step. Can't quite clear it around her defender. Number 22 and number 24 working together well for North Reading. And they're playing like they want to get one more before the half ends, but
Sure.
they don't get it in.
That's the half.
So 4-0. I don't think it's what we expected after the first 10, 15 minutes of this game. They looked really evenly matched.
Yep.
And Triton seemed to be pressuring the ball a lot more than they were in that second quarter. And I'm not sure what the adjustments are here. I'm not sure what they can say to Olivia. I mean, I don't think she's been terribly out of position. That hasn't been it. It's, I think her teammates are giving the other team a lot of time on the ball. So that has to change.
Yeah, certainly clear shots as the net, and they had the wind with them, so the ball's coming a little bit faster than than would have if there's no wind. And low balls to the corners are tough to save under any conditions.
Right. And I think that first goal coming from that crazy angle. I mean, the girl had it so far down there before she finally brought it across. I think that was probably a lot harder for Olivia to see.
Yep.
And again, we've talked about it before. It's only her second varsity start, so that's a challenge as well.
It's a big jump from JV.
Yeah.
Balls coming a lot faster, and speed of play is a lot faster.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
In every sport, I mean, we see it too, and especially in basketball, it's it's a lot more isolated of a game. You can see it more right in front of you, but it's very true. The ball everything just moves at a faster pace. So I talked to Coach Preston about sort of what does he do at halftime. How does he make adjustments? And he said it's really about just execution. It's reminding the girls, what they practiced, reminding them of what they did well, and what they need to continue to execute on. So he's got a very high standard, and he's just saying execute on that standard. So
yep. Yeah, I think you try to come out and try to play the second half if it's 0-0 and make it a game in and of itself, and try to win the second half, and keep playing aggressive and keep playing your game, and not change up the way your strategy or what you're trying to accomplish just because it's 4-0. Right. And everything should be to build and improve and take away the positives, and then of course work on the negatives and the mistakes that are made, and that's what the coaching comes in to see the improvement. Right. So.
And I mean, in terms of mistakes, it wasn't anything glaring. I mean, other than just not crashing down, maybe a little harder.
Yeah, a little soft defense. That last goal, they had 3 or 4 passes in a row with there's not really contested at the point of contact or point of possession. Right. And a couple of good shots by North Reading.
Yeah. I mean, credit to North Reading. The girls have gotten off some really good shots. It's not been. There hasn't been a fluke goal, one of those ones that you hate to see, because
That's
there hasn't been that, which is good. And I think for North Reading, the challenge is not to come out, and I'm sure he's saying this, you could probably listen to him if you wanted to, but you can't be complacent with a 4-goal lead.
That's right.
I mean, they are facing an experienced Triton team that has certainly been down before and come back.
That's right.
And certainly has faced enough tough games.
Certainly the wind will help Triton in the second half. So hopefully that's a positive.
Playing with the wind, not facing into the sun, that should make a bit of a difference.
Yep.
It's good stuff. Home opener. I mean, I guess they don't have a ton of fans here, so they don't have the crowd behind them
that's
really.
right.
That's another difference from years past. Maybe they can listen to the roar of the wind instead of the roar of the crowd.
That's right.
So, yeah. So again, in talking to Coach Pressman, he talked about wanting his players to watch tape. Did you? So you coached at the youth level, but so you probably didn't have a lot of tape to watch. Yeah.
No, there's no one was filming the games, but it'd be nice to have, you know, because it's one thing to coach your players when they play the game. It's another thing to coach them when they can actually watch, and it's a different perspective, you know,
right.
as to what you thought you did versus what you actually did.
Right.
And it's certainly useful to have the tape for sure.
And then how about watching the pro game? Did you ever have Haley watch a lot of professional or a higher level soccer to sort of get either inspired or get?
Yeah, I tried to get him to watch, but I coached the game too much, so they lost interest.
Right. Yeah, I think it's tough. I mean, it's in some ways it's almost hard to relate to players at that level, at a pro level that are on TV.
Yep.
The game definitely looks different at that speed.
It is. Yep.
That level.
But the concepts are the same. You know, which is, you know, to Coach Bussman's point is to attack as a team, to defend as a team. You know, and you watch and see, and when good teams are in the attack mode, they'll have 6-7 people up in the offensive third.
Right.
And then the ball switches and they're on defense, and immediately they've 8, 9, 10 girls or you know, boys or men behind the ball, so they're ready to defend.
Right.
And that's tough to execute on.
Right.
You know, so.
I think too, you see a lot of at the pro level. You see that just the ball control is just so much. You know, the throw-ins almost never go to the other team. You know,
the touch is pure.
Yeah.
You know, you could.
And that's something you can watch.
60-yard balls in the air, and they take it down to the ground like it was a 2-foot pass. You know, so it's.
You can watch that, but until you go out and practice it, I think that's the struggle. And this season is going to be, you know, and we're seeing it in the pros too, that, you know, without the preseason, without the practice, it just has become more difficult.
Yep,
so
that's for sure.
But I'm happy we're here. I'm glad we're having a season. That's the.
Yeah, it's just it. It's a win just to be out here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's a small miracle that they got this, you know, got this to happen.
Yeah.
So.
And again, thanks to.
And hopefully it continues, right? I mean, you know, you just don't know with infection rates and what's going on. This could be, you know, shut down, or it could go the whole season. So hopefully they're able to, you know, keep this thing going.
Knock on wood, this keeps going.
That's
on,
right.
So yeah. And again, thanks to Bob Lathrop for setting up the cameras and setting us all up so we can do it. I know he missed being at the games and being part of it too. This is this is something I realized the last game I called was the Triton hockey game.
Oh, right.
Triton hockey playoff loss last March.
Oh, right.
Had returned from, I don't know if I should even say this, had returned from New York City just in time to call the game.
Right.
And and did not imagine at the time what
would transpire. Yeah. Yep. I traveled to Baltimore for work, and it was it was one of the airports were pretty much ghost towns.
Right.
It was very very eerie, and then the next week everything shut down.
Yeah. Well, and I think for these players, I mean, that's another part of the not practicing is I think the springtime was tough to be able to get out and condition and do stuff like that, and so I don't blame them for having to spend more time at practice conditioning because it just was an ideal situation for them.
Right.
And honestly, they haven't looked slow. I haven't seen that at all.
No.
A little bit more energy first quarter, but hopefully they'll come out a little fired up for this second half.
Yep.
And then Triton as a whole, I know the golf team is off to a good start. I think they've won every golf match they've had. They've got just a couple of kids returning on that team that are unbeatable. I know the Triton boys soccer lost their opening match, and we don't have. There's no out-of-town highlights to give us the stats now to tell us, but they're playing at North Reading right now.
Okay. Did they play Pentucket for the first game as well?
They did.
They're here to keep it all the same schools.
Yep.
That makes
exactly.
sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And they'll be here. I think they're here next week, next Wednesday. I think it's a boys game.
Okay.
At home, if I remember correct. And then, like I mentioned, so the girls get 3 home games here, and the boys get 2. to make up that 10-game season.
Got it.
And, should be good. And I think so. Talking about this girls team, so I know Darcy's going to play in college. Has Haley talked about playing in college at all?
She's not going to play. I mean, she's has interest in like intramural or some sort of club, you know, more recreational, because she likes the game but doesn't want the commitment.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and more focus on academics.
Yeah.
You know, when she gets to college, and the social aspect too. You know.
Yeah.
You know, whatever that looks like, come next year. You know, with
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
But you know, be nice to see her to play intramural. You know, some
Yeah.
sort of. You know, depending on how big the school is, you know, that will determine the type of intramural
Yeah.
programs they have, or club type of, you know, formats. But
Right, and you can definitely continue to play all the way into adulthood if you want.
Yeah,
so
sure.
if you love the game that much.
That's right.
Yeah. How about the other seniors? I know Izzy's brother was at WPI playing soccer, but what
Right.
about her? Is she going to play soccer? Do you know?
I don't believe she's going to play. Yeah, I'm not sure of the seniors. There's any others that are looking to play college. You know, I know you get the juniors with Morgan and Alyssa that definitely want to move on and keep
Right.
keep
Right.
playing.
Right.
So, and I believe Darcy committed
She did. I can't remember to where.
to St. Lawrence,
St. Lawrence. Okay.
which is where I went to school.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
What's the mascot of St. Lawrence?
We're the Saints.
The Saints.
St.
Okay.
Lawrence Saints.
All right.
So, and it's interesting because I played soccer up there when I went to school, and the coach is now the athletic director at St.
Yeah.
Lawrence. You know, so she'll go up there and
That's very cool.
he'll most likely remember me because you know.
Because you were a phenomenal soccer
No,
player.
no,
lit the,
no.
lit the school up, right?
More of the vicious broken leg injury that I had. He
okay.
came down and picked me up. You know, we had an away game in Elmira. He came and picked me up, a 4-hour
yeah.
drive. So
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
he should remember that anyway.
Yeah.
I certainly do. But yeah, it's pretty cool she's going.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
her father Greg has been texting me all
Yes.
throughout. So
Yep.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Haley's looking to actually maybe go to St. Lawrence as well.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
certainly applied there, and it's one of
Okay.
her top schools.
Influenced, no doubt, by her father, so that's okay. It's all right. It'll be interesting to see if Caroline Gay-Colleen ends up trying to play up a level. 'Cause
Yeah, for sure.
She's an exceptional athlete.
Yep.
And I know her. Is it both her older brothers are runners at?
Yeah,
St.
they're
Mike's?
cross country
Yeah.
up at St. Mike's. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, her sister is like the 4th fastest girl in the state or something like that. It's amazing.
Yeah, she certainly has the skills to do it. So,
Yeah. All right, coming out in
There
the
we
second
go.
half. And it looks like pretty much the same starters we saw in the first half by the looks of it. Change going on over there. Haley's going over to the far left side. She was playing the right side
She
on
was.
defense last. Maybe she just likes that side of the field. So Triton now with the wind at their backs as we start this second half, third quarter of this game, down 4-0 off of probably about, I would say, 10 shots on goal. I think Olivia's had a chance to make some saves. Triton has probably got about 4 shots on goal total, so they need to get a little bit more, put the ball on net a little bit more often, make something happen here. Tons of speed right here for Triton. Looking good, looking very good. Maintaining that ball too. Good job. North Reading gets it back though. Good turn, chance to center, and she does. Defense is right there. And that ball's still bouncing around. Still a chance to do something. And that's going to be up and in. Just like that, a really fast goal from North Reading. The ball just wouldn't get out of the box. And it kind of landed right at the girl's feet in just sort of a perfect position. And if that's 22, she's got a hat trick. And I think it is, yep. So a very quick strike by North Reading off of what looked like Triton defense being able to turn it around, but it just stayed in the box for so long. Morgan on the ball now. Looking for some help. Sends it back. And a turnover again for Triton. Good pressure though right there.
Good
Good
recovery.
play, chance to do something. Alyssa running under it. Izzy running under it. Ball's going to go back to the North Reading keeper. She's going to switch fields on it. Over by Chloe. Can't quite get possession. North Reading with a good pass. And here comes number 22 again, this time down the right sideline, up against Haley. Chance to center, and she can't. Good play by Haley. That time she gets the centering over. Good defense by Triton to kick it out. It's going to be should just be a
kick in.
Yeah. A kick in and another ball lost to the Parker River. A little bit of confusion here.
It looked like a kick in. I don't think
Yeah, it
it
looked like
think
a
it went
kick
over
in
the
from-
end line.
Yeah, he didn't seem to indicate a corner at all. Yeah. It's not a corner.
There's a clarification.
It's pretty funny. Yeah. So North Reading, with the kick in, keeps possession and sends it way back to their defense. Ball's going to come into the center. Chloe on it, turns it back to North Reading. Chloe on it again. Here's a chance to do something. Lizzie Protopappas on the sideline with the ball, sends it down. Good little chase going. The ball's going to go back to their keeper again, who's going to either, nope, she's not going to switch field, going to keep it over there and lose it for a kick in. So just 3 minutes into this third quarter, Triton down 5-0 now. You mentioned coming out and winning the half. Giving up that first goal is
Not the best way to start out, but
not the best way to
you
start.
know, we'll see.
Nothing but
We'll
a
see.
ton of time left, just a ton of time.
That's right.
So there's a lot they can still do. I think one thing I've seen so far, and I've talked with coaches in the past about this, the throw-ins frequently do not go in the high school level. It's almost like a 50-50 ball, which
Right.
it shouldn't be. You have the possession, you need to keep the possession.
Right.
I think the same has been looked to be true as well with the kick-ins, where it's just not, it's been a 50-50 kind of ball.
Right.
Or a possession ends up being 50-50. There goes Izzy Reiniger.
So she make a little play here.
Good
There
move,
we go.
great move. Chance to take a shot on goal here. Good close by the defense. It's gonna roll out for, it should be a corner.
Look like a
Oh,
corner, but
looked like
we're
a
gonna
corner
go with
to
a
me.
goal kick here.
Huh,
Look like a corner kick.
we saw a corner kick. But in watching this game so far, it seems like that's been something they haven't maybe had a chance to practice a lot, the kick-ins.
Right.
It's so weird. It's such a different part of
Right.
the game that didn't exist until now.
Yeah, and they're at least the last game they played with the refs, they're very much sticklers with it being anywhere off the ground. And so any kind of pass that has to be on the ground makes it a little more difficult.
Makes it harder, right?
Yeah.
And just the touch, being able to get it to your player with enough speed that it's not stolen, but at the same time,
Right.
not so much touch that you just lose it.
It's almost as if with those
22 again.
with the kick-ins too, you just play the ball back and play for possession.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yep.
not even try to really advance it up the field
Yeah.
and just play the possession ball and maybe switch the field and
Right.
and move it up, you know, as you can.
But again, part of that is game speed, and you got to be ready for these kind of changes. So there's a kick in for North Reading. Back to 19 again. Tries to center it. Going to go out for a corner.
Allie, take the touch for Claire. Put Claire on the corner.
So the corners also, I don't think, can go up in the air. So they must be kicking. It's like when you do the short corner
Just
kind of play.
Right.
Because you can then kick, you can then cross it in the air.
Right, which doesn't make
Right.
a ton of sense, but that's what we have for a rule.
Yeah. So they're moving a goal. A little bit of an adjustment here in the out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the field hockey goal out of the way. Is that what, that's what that is, right?
It
That's
is a field hockey goal.
Yeah. Here's the kick in. Actually, a pretty strong kick in. Chloe's going to clear it up to Izzy. Izzy with a good move. Good move.
See if we can get some numbers
She's
here.
got
There's the ball. There's
teammate
the
on the
ball.
right side.
There it
She
is.
finds her. Good little pass. A little bit too far ahead of her, but she's still on it.
Well
Still chasing. It's
well
gonna
defended.
Gonna go out. Gonna go out. It's gonna be Triton ball. Chance now here, trying to do something. 6 minutes into this quarter. Plays it to Morgan. Morgan sends it to the middle, but it's not there. I don't know if she expected
Alyssa to make that run.
Alyssa to be
right?
there, yeah. And that's going to go
That's a
straight
miss
out.
hit. Take a kick in for Triton.
Kicked it right to the North Reading coach. Momo. That ball was a little bit up in the air, but they got
in the
away
air,
with
but
it.
they let it go.
Yeah.
In the Pentucket game, they were calling that.
This one goes long. It's going to roll all the way back to Olivia, who can just scoop it up. Decide where she wants to go with it. Now, the keepers can't put it in the air too far, right?
They can go to half field.
Oh, right.
Yep.
I have to say, I'm glad I wasn't involved in trying to rewrite the rules for this, because
Right?
I cannot imagine the angels on the hair of a pin or whatever that phrase is,
Right.
trying to figure this stuff out.
Yep. No, a lot of work went into it.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I mean,
And, you know, until they came up with those guidelines, you know, you couldn't decide whether to have a season or not. So
Right.
everything was just
Right.
you know, touch and go for so long.
right,
You know.
right. And I will say, when the rules, so here comes North Reading again. Nope, stopped up. Great play by Haley. Great play. Sends it down, but I think it rolls out. Or no, I think they're calling it back, calling it on North Reading, giving Triton the ball. But when the rules first came out, there's some reaction that it was just not going to be soccer. Like
Yep.
that we don't even want to play that's not soccer. This looks like soccer to me. I mean, this feels like soccer.
Yeah.
There's some weird little things.
Yep. Yeah,
But
I was in the camp that it was just too much of a change to
Yeah.
have it be soccer, but no, it is. I mean, you know, not. I mean, we haven't had a direct kick yet, right? So it'd be
Right.
weird to have no wall,
Right.
you know. But the kick-ins aren't a big difference between the throw-ins,
There's a looping shot that could drop. Oh, just need another foot on that.
right?
Yeah, the kick-ins aren't dramatically different than a throw-in. The
Right.
corners aren't dramatically different than they've been in the
Yep.
past.
And it makes it more of a friendly match because they can't have the physicality,
Right.
you know. You know,
Right.
they call them a friendly, but you know, it's gonna save and prevent injuries.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
there's
true.
an upside to that,
True.
and you know,
Yep.
maybe they say, you know, we don't need to have heads, you know,
Headers
heading
anymore.
as part of
Yeah.
this, so you get rid of
Yeah.
you know, the frequency of concussions out here.
Right. And girls soccer did have a high frequency
ton,
of
yeah.
concussions. So yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see any huge difference between, you know, using your chest to
Yeah.
to do it, to take it out of the air with your head. So that may
Yeah.
be you know, positive development when this is all, you know, said and done and we
Yep.
move past this pandemic.
Well, that was a great play by North Reading to keep that ball in and advance it up that left sideline. Good little centering pass, but not good enough. Chloe's on it. She finds Morgan. Morgan going to bring it to the left side. Is going to send it all the way up, a little bit too far, and
Good
Alyssa
idea.
can't get under it.
Good idea.
Yep.
Yeah, that first pass out of the when you get possession back is so important, you know. And in that play there, they had a really good pass out, and then the next thing you know, they had a through ball.
Right.
And you give that first pass out of the backfield up, and then they're coming back down your throat again, you know, and you're back on defense. So it was a nice pass out.
Phenomenal play by Alyssa in the corner. Keep a hold of that ball, keep it in. Just great effort. Centering pass now, not quite enough. And it's going to spin out. It's going to be Triton's kick in. I think all the way around though, this is soccer. I don't have any problem with this.
That's right.
The initial reaction of it's not going to look like soccer. This looks
Yep.
like soccer.
It's just, yeah, 100%.
So Lizzie Protopappas out. Triton is going to keep possession. Nope, they're going to lose it to North Reading. So about 9, almost 10 minutes left in this first quarter. A little bit of a
Good
bump.
pressure by Triton here the last few minutes. Nice
Yeah.
to have it in the offensive third. Take a
There you
little
go.
pressure off Olivia for a while.
Alyssa with it, sends it around. It's going to go all the way over Haley and Caroline on the sideline there with it, and it's just going to roll out. So it looks like North Reading is warming up a backup keeper here. 5-0 in the midway through the third quarter.
Give her an option, please. Don't stand still.
Ball goes out again. Triton ball this time, yeah. Pass to Morgan. Keep that possession in the center of the field and then be good. Out to Caroline. Chloe again. Good play by North Reading to get possession of that ball, and then they're coming right down the center of the field again. That's going to be too much. Olivia's on it. Again, the defense is, there's a couple of soft moments, but for the most part, they're playing pretty well. It's getting this possession here that they need to, like you said, it's this first pass off of getting it, doing the right thing.
It's got to be accurate,
Yep.
And it's a little bit off, and now you go the other way on it.
Yep. Here comes North Reading with the ball at midfield. Nope, there's some pressure.
There we go.
There we go, Alyssa. That ball's
That's
going to be
good.
out.
A little pressure, kick in for Triton.
I think it's possible probably going to get this game in right before the
we're looking-
real,
We're
the
looking-
real heavy
we're
stuff
looking
comes
good,
down,
knock
as
on
they
wood.
say. The old line from Caddyshack, I don't think the heavy stuff's going to be
That's
coming
right.
down for a while yet. Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
we'll be lucky to get out of here before that's true. So, all right, North Reading with the kick in, and if you watch them, they don't really. I guess they do keep possession on that. So, and that's going to go out though. It's going to be Triton ball. Sub coming in, Maeve Heffernan coming in for Chloe. Really only know that was Maeve because she yelled it. I could hear her voice.
Yes.
Yeah. And Triton unfortunately gives up possession on the kick in. Back to North Reading. Number 15 on North Reading,
Great
just
defense.
undressed by Morgan.
That was a nice pick right there.
That was great. Great play by Morgan. So chance for trying to do something here. Now that's up in the air and it looks good. It's going to go all the way down.
There you
Chance for Alyssa. Get on it. She gets knocked over. They don't call anything. Possession from Morgan. She's got it. She's got Caroline on her side, but she gives it to Morgan.
Take that shot.
Here it is. Here it is, Alyssa. Chance to do it. Takes
There
a
it
shot,
is.
and it's
All
going to
right.
be just off to the right. Good turn on it, though. Good play all the way around.
Yeah, good strike.
Good possession all the way around.
Yeah, for sure.
Keep that momentum up. Keep it going. 6 minutes left now in the third quarter. Still 5-0 North Reading. Maybe can't quite control it. Number 15 on North Reading is running the other way. She's got a lot of room to move, a lot of space to play in. She's going to take a shot, I guess.
Long way to go to get the ball.
Yeah. This is a beautiful stadium, though. I
It
got to
is.
say, I do remember when it was just the wooden bleachers on either side. This is an awful lot better.
Yeah, they did a nice job with it for
Yeah.
sure.
So Triton loses possession. It's going to be a kick in for North Reading. Number 22, who I believe has a hat trick, coming back on the field. So that's a question for you. So I know you can't scout. It's not like, I mean, you can, but it's not like at a professional level. But how much in-game adjustment did you make when you could see a player that was, undressing your team, was really playing well against you? I mean, did you ever single out individual players on the other team?
You do at times. It has to do with what the strength of the opponent was, whether it was speed or skills.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was speed, obviously you would put someone who's got maybe a little bit faster. Versus skills, maybe you put more of a skilled defender
Right.
and swap it out.
Right.
But yeah, you would for sure. Especially when you played a team a number of times during
Yeah.
the season.
Yep.
You would remember them from last
Yeah.
time. And certainly make your players aware of, if it was number 16, just make sure you're aware
Right.
of, where she is at all times in the
Right.
field. But yeah, we would try to match up.
Ooh, you all right, Caroline? Yeah, I think that's one of the things that there are certain players that, by the end of a game, they stand out for me sitting here watching and calling the game.
Right.
Like, I hope the players on the field see it too.
Yep, I'm sure they definitely do.
Morgan with a good little ball, pops up. Not too much of a challenge for their keeper, but Alyssa at least right up there in her face. So North Reading to 22 again. Makes a good turn. Good defense though. Stops it right up. Ball's going to go out to
Caroline.
On the wing. Sends it to Momo. Morgan, chance to bring it all the way down and center it. Looks like she's going to be able to. She might even take a shot. Nope, it's going to go out for a corner, I think. Yep. So one thing I'll say, I don't miss in the slightest not having fans here is the, the parents that scream and yell all the time that are coaching their kids while they're out there in the field.
All the referees in the stands.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Man, I don't miss them at all. I will admit, maybe I shouldn't say that, but
I'm guessing the rest feel the same way.
I bet they do. Yeah. Caroline, defense crashed on her fast enough. Maeve with a touch back, and it's going to go out. Triton with a kick in. Got to hold possession and get a good shot here. Tries to send it to Alyssa. Triton's going to get the possession back, though, at least momentarily. And then here comes North Reading again. Everybody got spun around. Finally find the ball. I was going to say North Reading too quickly over midfield, but they really couldn't get it over midfield that time. And now they have to play it back to their keeper. Good pressure by Triton. They can keep that up. Maeve trucks a girl.
That was an easy call. What'd you say?
Yeah. Well, so my last thing I say to Maeve before she goes into any sport is go knock people over. And I mean that in the, like,
of course,
in the right way, not the wrong way. But that was good. It was good contact there.
That was solid.
Good solid contact. It was definitely over. Haley on it.
Good decision.
Looks like it's going to roll out. It's going to be Triton ball.
Was it Haley there? I couldn't tell who that was. I think that was Haley.
So that's another part that I think you see a lot still at this level is those kind of balls that just bounced right by everybody very quickly. You still don't see the ability to tap that down, to bring it down to, whatever it takes.
Those are dangerous balls too, because you don't know whether the goalie's going to get it, should the defender take it, It's unless you're communicating. So it was, I think Haley was on that play. It was just good call on her part, just to take the touch and just take control of it. When in doubt, if you can make the play, make the play.
Right. So under a minute left now in the third quarter, 5-0 North Reading. Corner kick for them. I'm going to guess the whistle is going to go right after the possession changes. Morgan's got it, sends it up, out of bounds. I think these referees can see the sky as well.
Yep.
They're probably getting a little nervous.
Certainly ominous behind us.
Yeah. North Reading's kick in. Looked like Lizzie Protopapas on it. Going to be out to North Reading again, I think. So the clock froze in a minute about 2 minutes ago, so I'm not so sure what's going on with the referee, but here's a chance at least to send the ball down to the right side of the field. It's going to go all the way back to the North Reading keeper. He's going to play it and send it over to her teammate who's going to just kick it. It's going to go right out of bounds, so trying with a chance at least to do something here, hopefully. Nope, they aren't.
That's the
the
quarter.
Mm-hmm.
If I just push this off, I'll be off the air.
End of the third quarter, still 5-0. Or I shouldn't say still 5-0. They actually came out in the halftime and it was 4-0, and gave up that first really easy goal. Unfortunately, I should say it was an easy goal. It was a quick goal to North Reading, and but adjusted really well, especially the second half of that third quarter where I think they played more aggressively than they have maybe in the rest of the game. So hopefully we see more of that, and hopefully we get the rest of this game in, because it's 20 minutes to a final, and the sky behind us that you can't see is really threatening. But hopefully they can keep it going. And as I mentioned, I think it's been soccer, despite the concern that the changes to the rules were going to make it not the right kind of game and take away from what they want to play out here. I think it went really well. Looked really good. North Reading warming up a backup keeper now. probably safe to do at 5-0. And I don't think the rules are that if a keeper comes out, a keeper can't go back in. So if Triton does start to threaten, I'm sure they can bring their starter back out. Definitely weird without the fans here. Definitely weird without the big camera crew. Definitely weird kind of game, but it's still soccer, so that's what matters. JV game has ended. Those girls will be coming over here soon. I haven't seen any girls coming up, like playing back and forth. You sometimes see that where they have a girl play the first half on JV and then come up and play the second half on varsity. I haven't seen that today, but we haven't been able to keep that close an eye on the sideline. We should be starting the second half up here in just a second. My colleague Eric back up here with me. Call the rest of this game. Again, home opener for Triton has not gone the way Triton wanted it to go. But it's all right. It's a lot of season left. That's what we always say. Although we can't always say that the same way. I want to say there's a lot of season left. There's only actually 8 games left.
8 games
so
left.
It's tricky.
I don't know if you were talking when I was away about it, but there was a nice quarter by the Triton, I thought.
Yeah,
Possession
I was saying
was a lot more in our favor.
Right.
Just unfortunate we gave up a quick goal there to start the quarter off.
Right. I misspoke. I called it an easy goal. I don't think it was an easy goal. I think it was just a quick kind of surprising goal to start off that second half. But then they really locked down much better on defense. There were no other kind of scary moments. And then some good possession and a lot more attacking.
Ball. Be good to get more players in the box. We know a cross is coming.
Yep.
We have one girl there. It'd be nice to have 3 or 4 girls there. The cross is coming.
I think that's hard too, because you don't want to just play the scoreboard and say, okay, we're down 5-0. Let's just throw everybody up. You still want to play your game.
100%.
On the other hand, you do want to actually, ratchet up your scoring chances.
Yep.
You are down 5-0. They do have the backup keeper in. It's cooled down a bit. The wind has died down a little bit.
Yep.
But the ominousness is still with us. So I know after the last game, the Saturday game, the loss to Pentucket, a number of the girls came back and spent another 45 minutes to an hour on the field here.
Oh, wow.
On Saturday afternoon, just shooting the ball and talking about the loss in the season, which is good.
Yep.
It's another thing I think I like about this team is that a bunch of girls that have played together for a long time, which is always good, but definitely girls that, even though you only got one college commit, you got a lot of girls that love playing this game and just
100%.
are passionate about it.
Yep.
And that's,
it's an awesome group, and they love the game.
So the same starting 11 out there now. And it sounds like the North Reading JV won their game. And here comes Triton with the ball. Good pressure to start off by Triton on the ball. Alyssa on it. North Reading manages to turn, send it down. There's number 22, who's been dangerous all day for North Reading. Send it out. Good possession by North Reading this whole time. Triton touched it at the beginning, and they haven't been able to get it back. And the ball's going to roll all the way out, or what's going to happen here? What's it called? Oh, lightning, I think. Is that what they just called?
They call for thunder.
Thunder and lightning?
That could be it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it. I don't think Bob wants to stand there with all the electronics around him when there's lightning going, and I don't think the girls want to be out on the field. So, thank you very much. 5-0 is going to be official score for that game, and we'll be back next week. Thanks. Thank you, Eric.